evening. I'm Lisa Broom with the Thursday, June 12th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, reports that Virgin Atlantic is cutting its workforce by at least 21. The airline says it is consolidating some of its Caribbean support activities into the North America head office. Virgin says it is consulting with individuals who will be affected and will be looking to retain employees where possible. In a statement, the company said the Caribbean continues to be a key market for the airline and flights into the region will not be affected by this decision. The airline says it is committed to having a presence in the region and keeping the Barbados sales and ticketing office open. Meanwhile, British Airways says it is committed to Barbados since it first started operating in the island some 60 years ago. Senior Vice President of the Americas, Sean Doyle, says the relationship between the airline and the island has grown and he is happy with its performance in the market over that time. His comments came at a gala at the Concord Experience to mark the milestone.
In terms of our local teams here, it's been a period of stability. I think in terms of our commitment to flying passengers to the market, we've been growing and we're growing again this winter. So I think from our perspective, it's been generally very, very positive.
Minister of Tourism and International Transport, Richard Seeley, says BA is a strong brand recognized globally and he welcomes the relationship forged over time.
You think of Gatwick and all the international flights that British Airways has. After New York, the next place where they have the most flights flying into is actually Barbados. And that says a lot about the relationship and so on. You can confirm it with Sean if you think that I'm stretching the truth a little bit. It is a fact. We are an important destination to them and they are a very important partner to us.
The Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association wants Barbados to have a constant and sustained presence in its key source markets. Outgoing President Patricia Afonso Das believes the island must be visible among its competitors. She welcomes moves to restructure the Barbados Tourism Authority, saying the BHTA is ready to work with its replacement.
In transition, we have been working closely with Ms. Petra Roach, the interim president and CEO, as she transitions the organization. Petra's work in the UK stands on its own merit, and she has brought a fresh sense of passion and drive since her arrival here a few weeks ago, and her communication with the BHTA has been open, constant, and productive, with the result being that there are several exciting initiatives on which we are collaboratively working.
Ms. Afonso Das also supports moves by the BTA to address the issue of its outstanding debt and assistance provided by government to alleviate a number of their concerns, especially those identified in the 10-point tourism plan.
Two of the points spoke directly to the provision of a 5% rebate in electricity and water bills to tourism businesses with immediate effect, that was from last year, for 1 year and continuing thereafter if the business could show that over the course of the year they had implemented programs to improve their energy efficiency and make them more environmentally friendly. Unfortunately, access to these rebates has not materialized, and the necessary modalities have not been put in place. As another difficult summer approaches, we call on government to keep these issues in focus and work with the sector.
For the remainder of June, Barbadians and visitors will have an opportunity to learn more about local culinary heritage. It comes as the Bridgetown Public Library mounts an exhibition about local foods and delicacies of the past. Librarian in the reference department, Marilyn Walker, told CBC the display forms part of the library's activities for World Heritage Month.
This is Heritage Month, and last year we focused on the architectural heritage of Barbados. And there's a lot of talking about local foods, so we thought instead of putting out the same exhibition, we will change it slightly, so we decided on the culinary heritage of Barbados.
Time for a break now, but we'll have more news when we come back.
Dear Clark, I've made a fascinating discovery: the institutional water cooler. Its gravitational pull sucks people from their workstations at the busiest times of day to stand around it and chat about emerging global trends like, will pink be in fashion next season? Meanwhile, the world slows to a stop as it waits in line to be served. I don't see that trend at Globe Finance.
Globe Finance. Think outside the bank.
When it comes to their financial service, slow is out, swift is in.
50% of people with sensitive teeth do nothing about it. What they tend to seek is immediate treatment. I recommend Sensodyne Rapid Relief. There's a very simple test you can carry out at home. Grab a little bit, rub it on the area that's causing the sensitivity, and in 60 seconds you can see that the sensitivity that you previously experienced is now gone. Using Sensodyne Rapid Relief on a continuous basis helps prevent sensitivity in long term. It's an everyday toothpaste with a bit of an oomph.
International Media Content is the regional rights holder of the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil. They have granted the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation local rights as the official broadcaster. As a condition of these rights, games can only be aired on free-to-air television. Therefore, matches will only be broadcast on CBC TV Channel 8 from June 12th to July 13th. This will cause some changes to our regular programming schedule on CBC TV 8, while select channels on MCTV will be blacked out during the coverage of the games. CBC TV 8 will provide coverage and expert analysis for these live broadcasts, where games are scheduled to start at 6 p.m. They will be recorded and shown after the CBC Evening News. At any time where there are matches overlapping, these games will be broadcast tape delayed. All matches will be repeated daily on MCTV Channel 116. For further information and a detailed match schedule, visit us online at www.cbc.bb. CBC TV 8, the official broadcaster of the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil.
Parents, teachers and students at the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary have joined the fight to eradicate bullying in Barbadian schools. They're doing so through an initiative called Parents Advocating Christian Education, or PACE. Students were taught how to overcome the effects of bullying through biblical stories and principles. President of PACE, Maureen Adams, says the project was put in place as a result of the steady upsurge in bullying across the island.
As you might be aware, there's a lot of that happening in our society today, and we saw it as a good gesture to just bring it to the school, share our thoughts with the teachers and the parents, and try to sensitize our children the effects of what bullying has done to our society and what it can do to the children on a whole.
Students also took part in a poster and essay competition, showcasing their creativity and playing an active role in the fight against bullying.
Bullying hurts people's feelings. Bullying is not cool because it might hurt someone.
Bullying is not cool because it hurts your feelings, and it's not nice to bully someone.
Within the next 2 years, the Junior Achievement Program will be expanded in more of the island's primary schools. This has come from Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, Stephen Lashley. He was speaking during a press conference to mark the launch of the 2014 to 2015 Garden Project.
The Ministry has indeed committed over the next 2 years to expanding the Garden Project, a junior achievement approach into at least 60% of our primary schools. And I think that this objective can be met, and it certainly falls very much in line with the goals that we have set for ourselves within the National Youth Policy. And it signals the seriousness of the government to start in a grassroots up initiative in which we propel the ideas to basically the emerging generation, those who really have to be the key in terms of propelling the development of Barbados.
Mr. Lashley notes agriculture is very important to Barbados, and so children should be exposed as early as possible.
It will be very critical for us, of course, in preserving our environment, and therefore we embrace this project as one of the key areas in which we will partner with junior achievement as we continue to even proceed to building out a regional model. The expansion of this project is also timely. It comes at a point when we need to teach our young people the basics of entrepreneurship at a very young age.